Hey guys, and welcome back to the weekly English shooting live stream in the Blue Fieldsports gun room. I did say that Connors was going to be with us this evening. Unfortunately, last minute he wasn't able to make it, so we managed to bring in a superstar of the gun world, Mr. Elmer Fudd himself. How are you doing this evening, Mr. Elmer Fudd?
Oh, not so bad, Callum. Good to see you. Good to see you.
So obviously, if you're not aware, Elmer has been through some difficulties recently around the anti-gun brigade. So I thought I would get him on and we could talk a little one-on-one about the situation. So obviously you do actually have your gun this evening, Elmer.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that along, and it's quite a famous historical firearm. How do you feel about the decisions of Warner Brothers to remove your firearms and replace it with knives and axes?
Well, I'm quite upset, you see, Callum. I've been an NRA member for over 40 years. When they came for the pistols, we let them have those because, I don't need no pistols. And then they came for the semi-automatics. So, we let them have those because, we don't need any of those for hunting. But they're coming for my shotguns and there's no one left to protect me.
So this is something that we've been saying for many, many years within the firearms community, that once they've gone through all the different other types of firearms, they would go after the shotguns, and that's exactly what they have done. So I think a more technical question I could ask is, how are you going to catch those wabbits with a knife or an axe?
Well, I would use a blowgun, but it looks like those are about to be made illegal too.
Oh, so you've heard the updates on that. I will be making a video explaining all of those different updates with the offensive weapons bill. But is there anything else you'd like to say on the current matters, Elmer?
Well, the only thing I can say is, at least I'm still taller than you.
That's uncalled for, Elmer. I think it's time you go. I think it's time we bring in our proper host for this evening, my co-host, who I'm sure all of you guys have missed. I've missed him being here. Shall we keep Elmer...
I have to be honest, I don't think I've missed it.
You haven't missed it.
Well, I've been having a few evenings off, so
So we're going to keep Elmer there, unless that's a little bit too risque with the gun constantly pointed at me. But of course, it's been a long time since Connors has joined us on the stream. So how have you been doing? How have you been coping during this lockdown period?
Good,
just about. So we decided to finally open it back up again, get back into the live streams that we have been doing, the setup, and we have the voice of God and Alex behind the equipment. So I'm hands free.
Yeah, I even got a microphone so everyone can hear me.
So he doesn't have to shout anymore. He can chip in when he wants. But yes, an extra pair of hands for the stream and to take the burden off me. But I'm sure you guys have been enjoying it nonetheless.
I'm probably sure you've been enjoying it more without me. He's been begging me to come on back on
Absolutely
the stream.
Not. Every week I get asked where Connors is. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that has donated, even before we started the stream. So to Xbox One Geeks and Stephen Wolf. There was a question from Stephen I'll get into a bit. But talking about donations, I've been saying I've sent a few of you guys patches when you've donated, but I've been thinking about what I can do to sort of repay you guys for the donations. So a little bit of an incentive, but also a big reward. So I'm going to bring in a new sort of scheme each live stream, which is the highest single donation of the evening will get you a range session here at Blue Fieldsports. So I want to be able to give back to you guys, and of course I started the channel to get people into shooting, to introduce people to shooting and get people pulling triggers. So I thought, with all the equipment and the range that we have here, we're very well suited in doing that. So yes, that's going to be a new thing from now on, whether it's £1, £5, £10 or £100, Carl, if you're here. The highest donation of the night will get you a range session. So play nice. Don't get into argy-bargies. But
it's not an auction either.
It's not an auction. Yeah, we don't want to get into that. This is.
Although I hear there's a certain amount that if you donate it, Callum will shave his beard.
Completely, like a baby's bottom.
Yeah.
But you have to guess what that amount is. It's sort of like one of those.
It's a precise number.
A precise number. Definitely not 69.
Definitely not 69.
So
you need beards for that 69.
God, how many do you do?
Well, as a veteran of the sport.
Oh dear. He's been back 30 seconds and we're already getting into the deepest, darkest depths.
Hey, he was going on about the NRA a second ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, we've got, as usual, a few different topics that we're going to sort of throw in there during the evening. But of course, this is about you guys wanting to talk what you want to talk about. Any topics or questions that you have, standard format, put them in the comment section below. We'll try and keep up, try and answer as many as possible. And as always, if you're watching, please hit that thumbs up button. It really does make a big difference to the channel analytics and helps the channel grow and reach more people. So it's free, takes you literally a second, hit that like button, and it's very, very much appreciated.
Should we get into the first question?
Well, yes, I wanted to do Stephen's question first. So he's asked if we like any bands that make pro-gun music like Leonard Skinner or Backwards.
I mean, Motorhead, but then they're also pro-Nazi, so there is
okay, that's moving on very swiftly. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What, like Motorhead is in Lenny?
Yeah.
Well, they're pro-Nazi.
Well, no, not pro. Anyway, it's a long conversation.
Okay, yeah, we move on. We've only just started. So a personal favourite of mine, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but Sweet Home Alabama. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a Leonard Skinner fan, but when I did play the guitar, I played Sweet Home Alabama more times than I could count, including the solo, I might add. Other pro-gun musicians, Ted Nugent,
yeah.
So again, I'm not particularly a huge fan of his music, but I know that he's like vehemently pro-gun and Second Amendment and all that. Post Malone.
Yeah.
I like a few of his songs.
I think isn't he like pro-gun for all the wrong reasons though? No?
I mean, he's a prepper, whether you count that as the right or wrong reason. But no, Post Malone has been doing loads of different training and stuff like that. He's actually, I think, he's becoming a very large advocate with his following, and he's sort of normalising, whether you could call Post Malone normal, I don't know. But he's certainly bringing it more into pulp culture. There's loads of pictures of him on his Instagram. So, I mean, I do like a lot of his stuff. Who else? Any other pro-gun musicians?
I mean, I can think of quite a few bands that I like that are probably pro-gun, but they're definitely not safe for work.
It's not a pirate metal band, is it?
No, pirate metal is like a small selection of the things I like.
But yeah, let us...
Actually, you know what? It probably makes quite a good point. The reason why we probably can't think of too many people who are pro-gun is probably most musicians are in the same boat as the general public. They're just indifferent.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother them. They accept it's a sport and people can live and let live.
Well, you also end up with some weird anomalies, like Sting and Eric Clapton, who are pro-gun, but won't announce it publicly. Yeah, I know where they go pheasant shooting. I've been there with them.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I guess it's the taboo, isn't it? It's the taboo of shooting and hunting and all that, which people, whilst they may be pro, they've got careers to look look out for. I mean, that's maybe advice I should have taken. But anyway, moving on. But yeah, keep the questions coming.
Yeah.
Xbox One Geeks asked, what are the shortest barrel you can have for 2.2 AR-15s in the UK?
12 inches.
12 inches, yeah. So for any Section 1 firearm, apart from black powder or muzzle loaders, it is 12 inches.
Yep. That's it.
Which, funnily, I always make the joke that we have 2 inches over the Americans, because Americans can go down to 14 on an SBR. Well,
without an SBR.
Without the tax stamp.
Yeah.
But we can go down to 12, which sort of shoots ourselves in the foot, excuse the pun, with the fact that when we go to American companies and we try and get LBPs made, they're petrified because we say the words 12-inch barrel and they're thinking, oh God. And of course, putting the rod on the end of it, is that?
No, because actually a 12-inch barrel pistol in the US is still a handgun.
Okay, so that's actually doable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then if you add a stock to it, it becomes a rifle.
Yes, but is a rod a stock? That's the question.
Is a brace a stock? Well, I know it's a no.
Well, no, it's not, because you've got the SBR or the short-barreled ARs, which are AR pistols, which have a stock that you most definitely can't put in your shoulder.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
10 out of 10 wouldn't agree.
Oh God, I think you're trying too hard.
Yeah. It's This is. I forgot how crazy it gets when Connors and I are both doing it. Mochaccino, which one is Callum? Lol. We should get you back on here. I've got a lot of anger to unleash.
He has got a lot of anger to unleash on him. You have angered him greatly.
All the angers.
He is livid.
So Stephen Wolf, very good point. Technically, Elmer is violating YouTube's terms of service. He is handling a gun on a live stream.
Yeah.
You know,
and pointing at you.
Yeah, I mean, how unsafe is that?
And spying on your laptop.
He is. That actually looks like we could be like, yeah, do you like look at that? Yeah.
He's just trying to tell you your flies are undone.
But yeah, keep the question. You guys are chatting away this evening.
Yeah.
There's loads of stuff.
I just want to. There was a question directed at me, which was about the Rhino.
Yep.
Was there any bad points about the Rhino? So the Rhino is a good gun, right? It is a good gun. It's very different to most revolvers. There are two, like, it has a lot of good points, but there are two cons, I would say, to the gun. There's one which just takes a bit of getting used to, which is the percussive recoil. Because it's got such little muzzle flip, because of the barrel at 180 degrees to where it would normally be, all of that recoil, rather than being absorbed coming up in muzzle flip, is coming straight back into your wrist. So it does take a bit of getting used to and adjusting your grip to handle. But the other thing I would say is shooting jacketed 357 rounds. There is quite a bit of gump that comes out of the cylinder gap, so you've got to keep your fingers well away from that, and it will come back. So I'd say if you're shooting 357, try and go with lead bullets, non-jacketed, 38s, doesn't really matter.
I mean, we never got a video of it or a picture of it, but I do remember the first time you went and shot. It was one of the first videos that we did together
for
Gunroom TV, and your finger, or it was your thumb that came away, and it was metallic. It was covered in it.
So we'd shot some jacketed stuff in there before we'd realised that potentially it wasn't great for that. And you had little rings of the jackets left in the forcing cone and little bits of metal embedded in my thumb. That partially due to me putting my thumb in the wrong place, because of course you never put your thumb across the cylinder of a revolver anyway, but this thing has a flame chute right by the barrel, which is right next to your thumb, so you really have to be aware of that when you shoot it.
And if you go and watch the video on Gunroom TV, there are some sort of slowed down bits where you see the cylinder flash from it, and it is pretty spectacular.
It's a cool gun, and I love shooting it. I really, really do.
But I think we've both said it's not a competition gun.
No, it's not a competition gun. It's lacking a few key features for that, but it's a good gun. Someone who knows more about revolvers than I do could probably tell you more about it. But
well, I always recommend getting in contact if there's anything you need, sort of revolver wise. Of course, we can help at Blue Fieldsports, but we do work closely with Tim Gardner of Firing Solutions, and he's probably a foremost expert on revolvers within the UK.
I mean, if I had a question about revolvers, he'd be the person I go to.
So we can highly recommend getting in contact with Firing Solutions as well if there are any particular questions. But we will always do our best to help out. Another question from Xbox One Geeks. I'm thinking of making a Chris Defiance into an AR-15 pistol. AR-15 pistol look. What do you think? And are folding stocks for AR-22s okay in the UK? So folding stocks can be a bit of a funny one, because I believe that the way it's written in law is the fireable state of the gun. If the gun can be fired with the stock folded, then it must conform to 24 inches overall length with the stock folded.
Yep.
If there's a way, I don't know of a way myself, to disable the firing of a gun.
I mean, let's say it was something like a Titman, where the buffer tube is completely integral to the operation of the gun.
Yeah.
Then folding the stock on that would absolutely render the gun inoperable.
But then wouldn't the buffer tube
Yeah, I don't know how you'd actually do it. I don't know. People come up with clever stuff all the time.
But actually, I mean, I know we can't touch them.
I think most of the ARs I'm looking at around me at the moment would be fireable in the folded state. So you have to make sure, whilst it's folded, it's still got a minimum overall length of 24 inches.
Yeah, I'm just having a look to see. I don't think from the sort of beginning of the buffer tube to the muzzle with a 12-inch barrel that you're going to have 24 inches, you would still need the stock. And
you need something, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think necessarily a folding stock is going to be doable, unfortunately. I mean, they do make a Smith & Wesson 1522 pistol. It looks absolutely diddy and ridiculous, but obviously not UK legal here because it doesn't have the stock, doesn't conform to overall length. But yeah, so I don't know, make the build, but I think you'll be very limited. At the very least, you'll be able to remove the stock, maybe even put a pistol brace on it. That's probably the easiest way to get the pistol look. You might even be able to chop down, say, on a 1522 because it's all solid plastic, isn't it?
I think it's hollow, but yeah.
Hollow, okay. But you could chop a bit off of the end, make it a little bit
actually,
shorter.
if you chopped a bit off of the end and you had a short, stubby stock to go on there, it'd probably work out quite nicely.
So yeah, if you do end up doing that, Xbox One geeks, let us know. Send us some pictures.
I don't know how useful it would be personally because I still find the Smith a little too short in the shoulder at times.
Okay.
Obviously, with a fixed buffer tube, there's nothing you can do to remedy that without heavy modification.
Yeah.
And as we all know, my gun is stock as they come, so I don't want to mess with that too much.
Absolutely.
It's unmodified, untouched.
And moving on to another question, I'm just out of avoiding trying to offend you. I'm not going to try and pronounce your name because I'm bad at the best of times. But we've got a question. Hey guys,
Peter.
Is it
Peter?
Pete. Okay, so Connors is saying it's Peter. So Peter says, hey guys, do you, beside shooting, work towards changing laws? Oh, so are we working towards changing laws in the UK? Seems any Conservative Party would think current measures are too much if enough citizens demand change. So, I mean, we're always trying to do what we can in terms of pushing things forward, in terms of the legislation. I do have a video that's in the works at the moment, which is talking about petitions. I did bring this up, I think, on the live stream last week or a couple of weeks ago, where I don't think that necessarily pushing for legal change at this point in time, be that through petitions or lobbying, is going to be wholly effective. I think we need more people behind us first. We need more numbers in the sport and more people, at bare minimum, understanding what shooting sports is really about and not the image that they perceive from the media. I think growing that number, that putting focus into that side of things first will lead us to legislation change down the line.
The trouble is we've had loads and loads of petitions in the past. They seem to be never ending. Every other week there's a let's legalise handguns again type thing. The fact of the matter is the petitions don't normally go anywhere because all the petition does at its very, very best gets it put in front of Parliament. And Parliament, if they are anti-gun, can veto it.
Yeah.
The most positive thing you can do to encourage shooting and amending laws to make lawful sports shooting whole again is to lobby your MPs. Tell your MPs how you feel. Tell them, sensibly and most importantly, succinctly. They don't want to read essays. Tell them you're a sports shooter. Tell them that, if your sport has been impacted by removal of some of the guns that we no longer have access to, explain that to them. Get your point across. I think that probably 90% of people out there, most of them are indifferent or just have no idea about sports shooting. So why not take the time to educate them, get the MPs on side? Because let's say one day we do get one of these petitions to Parliament and they do sit down to discuss it. At the very least, it'd be nice if everyone sitting in that room at that time had an informed opinion to make.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And what I was saying about more numbers and people understanding that leads towards that education and sort of informing people. But again, I've said it many times before. You were saying how people are indifferent, and I find that a lot where you get into a discussion with somebody and initially you feel that they are completely anti, and actually you have a 5-minute conversation with somebody and you tell them what it's like, what the stipulations are, what the hoops you have to jump through are. And people, oh, okay, I just assumed anyone could walk into a gun shop and buy one. And it completely dispels a lot of mess. And I always say, don't get aggressive, don't get in their face, but just keep to the facts and try and have an adult conversation about it.
Well, in my experience at the very least, the vast majority of people that you speak to who are obviously non-shooting, their general opinion or perception is that guns are illegal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're shocked to find out that they're not illegal, and that's probably where a lot of the resistance when you talk to them comes from, is that you've told them that something they thought was illegal is actually legal, and obviously they feel like they're breaking the law by even talking about it. And that's, you know, it's just down to explaining it to them. You know, education,
Absolutely.
information.
Yep, completely agree. Quick question from DATV, which I won't be able to answer, is what is the Blue Fieldsports postcode? So the address or location is not put out online for security reasons.
I think we're getting
Send
the
me a
voice
copy of your FAC and I'll give it to you.
So it is appointment only at Blue Fieldsports, so you do need to get in touch and arrange a visit. And it's not like you're going to be asked...
saying that, whilst it's appointment only, we do have a good flow of customers through here on a busy day.
Absolutely.
You know.
I mean, just because it's appointment only doesn't mean that you shouldn't drop us a message. Like, we are here most of the time.
It's not even appointment only, really. It's just making sure there's someone here.
Yeah. And obviously there is a security element, and Alex feels more comfortable not having the address out there online. So it's not even that you're going to get asked a million questions and have to pass some tests. It's just to open up a bit of dialect if you've never been here before. Dialogue. Yeah. If you've never been here before.
Are you dyslexic like you did over Yuri's name?
Yes. All the dyslexia.
Apparently there are silent N's in the English language.
Well, he is Russian.
That doesn't make any difference.
There are probably silent N's in the Russian language.
His name was spelt in English.
Shh. Anyway, so the address isn't put out, but as a rough location, we're about 15 minutes away from the Winchester junction on the M3, so fairly easy to get to throughout all of the south of the UK and further. We do have some customers that travel 3 or 4 hours just to come down here, which is really nice.
It's quite humbling, actually, to be quite honest.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you're interested in visit, I say it every single week. If you want to come down here, even just to have a quick look around and to see it in person, then please do it. At the end of the day, it's a shop, and a shop needs customers. So you know, we don't force anyone to buy anything. It's all about starting that relationship, and the more the merrier.
One of the things we get told a lot, you know, positive feedback that we get, is that they like how impartial we are. Like, we are very upfront about the brands that we like and we stick to, and we tell them, you know, for instance, Alex liked his Vortex, and he will tell you, I will recommend Vortex because it's what I like. It might not be the best thing for you, but it's what I like. And then you get the other side of stuff when it comes to like the rifles and the practical shotguns and stuff. We don't care which one you end up getting as long as it's the right one for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, Blue Fieldsports has accounts with all of the distributors. So it's like, one example, obviously you won't see a single Browning on the wall. If you want a Browning, we can get you one in. We don't have one to show you, but we're happily get in any gun, any product that you want to buy, and we'll help you make the best choice for you. So anyway.
Yeah, but if you want a Browning, go to the gun shop around the corner.
I mean, there are things that we do here that I'm not sure any other shop, maybe 1 or 2 more shops in the country does. But for instance, if you come here and you get a shotgun from us for practical shotgun, like an M2 or a Supernova or something like that, we'll actually fit that gun to you, and that's just part of what we do here. You know, there's no extra charge or anything added onto that. It's just part of the service we give. Because, in my opinion at least, and Alex, the voice of God, is free to disagree with me here, gun fit does matter, even in practical shotgun.
Yep.
I entirely agree.
That's a lie. We've had hours long arguments over this.
We had a customer down recently. I won't say his name because it was the customer that has bought down the Landtac, which we'll get onto later, shall we?
Is the video coming out soon?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow, the Landtac video. Anyway, he bought down the Landtac and also a GSG Firefly. I know a lot of you guys have been talking about that as well. Again, we can talk about that a little bit later if you want. But he came down. The reason he was here was because Connors was doing, he did port work for him.
He had the whole...
Yeah, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang. It's like, make it as close to that one as you can.
Yeah.
Without the re-welding of the bolt.
This is here
Don't touch it. You're not allowed to touch it.
I didn't touch it, YouTube. No, I didn't handle it.
Does that mean you can lick it? That's not a hand.
No, it's not. Anyway.
Just before you lick my gun, you should know that I've licked every inch of that gun.
That just makes it more appealing. Extra flavour. So
Curry sauce.
So this customer came down, had the full shebang, the full Connors special. You really don't want to know what that is.
It's sticky.
Very sticky. Curry sauce. So he had the full shebang.
Can I get a curry sauce and the pickled eggs? Don't do that, Dan. I'm looking forward to them as they are.
Okay. Anyway, so he came down for all this work. I'll get there in the end.
Don't worry.
And then had brought down the Landtac and brought down the GSG Firefly. But what we were able to do is actually go to the range, and whilst IES, of course, was there to review the guns, he was also able to test his gun out on the range. So again, that's not something that a lot of shops can offer. So, you know, most of the things here that you can see can be fired, you know, for a try before you buy. And certainly if Connors has worked any magic on your gun, if you want to test it before leaving, that's absolutely a possibility as well. You know, and of course we do test all of the guns before they're sent out, but it's always nice to, you know, with the person that's done the work, just to go out there and check everything's okay. Yeah. But we'll stop plugging the shit out of Blue Fieldsports now.
Well, someone asked, that is the reason we started, right?
Yeah, but...
Oh no, they asked for the postcode. We want the massive diatribe.
You can carry on, guys. Keep plugging. It's fine.
We get cut off.
Yeah, you get cut off. I'll just carry on talking. I think you should address the Nitzer comment in there.
What's the Nitzer comment?
Nitzer is on watching. I forget his name. Excuse me. Jim from Nitzer, exactly.
Yeah.
And he says they're open, and now you guys can discuss.
Excellent. I hadn't got to that comment. Actually,
he does take his time to work his way through.
I do, because I value every single question and comment and whatever you put in there. I say whatever because of some weird stuff.
Just remember this latency thing that we've changed is really working. Like, it's almost instant now.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, that's a tweak that we've made as well. We sort of, you have different latency settings on YouTube. I usually put it in normal latency because it gives you a little bit of a buffer with the buffering. But we've gone for low latency, so actually the feedback is a lot quicker. But you guys are making it a lot harder because you're commenting so much. But this, I found the comment. Hey guys, the range is now reopened to members, and we're hoping that open competitions will be starting again soon. So hopefully we'll see you over soon. So we are very much looking forward to going back over to Nitzer. We were scheduled in May to have a level 3 handgun match, was it?
I don't think it was a level 3, but there was a.
I thought it was level 3. I thought it was level 3.
Okay,
yeah,
maybe it was level 3.
Because I was worried about qualifying and international and stuff like that, but it was all groovy in the end. But yeah, we can't wait to get out and back to Nitzer, but we also can't wait to get back onto the competition scene as well. I know there's been a couple of competitions being run recently. But we do have, we wanted to actually talk about this as one of our topics, so we'll get straight into it. So Connors is, I don't know if we've talked about this, but you're a KFC, that's a Kentucky Firearms Club committee member.
Also committee member of the local Fairham KFC restaurant.
No, it's the KFC Appreciation Group, right?
I have a lot of chicken. I was so happy when they reopened.
Have you had one yet?
Yeah, of course I did.
Sorry, that was a stupid question. I have to say, I'm being strong. I'm staying on the Huel. I haven't yet had a McDonald's or a KFC.
I've had chicken.
I do really want some KFC wings, though.
Oh, it's so good. They're better than ever.
Did you hear they had an outbreak at the factory that makes the KFC chicken?
I don't care.
But anyway, what we were talking about, matches. KFC matches.
Yes.
Matches are going ahead.
Yes.
When are they?
27th of July, PSG. Be there or be round.
And that's at the new
That's the
Meon Valley.
Meon Valley. There is also a 2 mini rifle match as well coming out. I don't recall the date off the top of my head.
I thought that was the day after.
I think it is the day after.
Where is it?
Dave Kiddle is on.
Yes,
at the moment,
so
if you don't mind chipping in and saving my bacon here, that'd be great. No comments about bacon, please.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
You're just eating.
And
good point.
I could be hungry while I'm eating. That's why I continue to eat. But yeah, so there's loads of matches coming about and coming back on. Kentucky Firearms Club.
Well, KFC, like if you're looking for the first matches in the UK, it's KFC. It's going to be the first club to have a proper shotgun match.
Yep.
So it's a little tricky with social distancing and all that stuff. We're doing reduced number of stages, reduced number of squads, and we're putting into place a whole host of provisions to make sure we can maintain good hygiene across the match. Looks like it's going ahead, looks like it's all going to be good, so hopefully see you there. It's gonna...
one important thing that I completely fell foul of last week is that it is members only and no spectators.
It is members only, no spectators.
However, I'm sure if you get in contact with KFC quickly, they might be able to process your membership. You might be able to join the match if you're really that desperate. But in terms
I wouldn't promise that, because one of the reasons it's members only is actually just to restrict numbers.
Oh, okay.
However, KFC will be running more matches, so if you want to be in on some matches and you join KFC, then of course you'll be in the running for that stuff.
Excellent. But we will be there, and well, we think we'll be there. If all goes to plan, and I will be planning.
If I don't lose an arm tomorrow.
Oh yes, well we'll get onto that in a bit, because we're going to have a little magload update segment, because lots have has happened over the last couple of months, lots actually. But yeah, I'm going to be filming the Meon Valley PSG match, so that will be out on the channel. You know how I like to support KFC, and it might seem like KFC has fallen off the face of the earth on the channel. You can thank the NRA of the UK for that, because they don't allow anyone to film, or they do allow you to film and waste all the time filming, and then when you submit the video they find some really petty reason that it can't go out, like somebody wearing a beanie.
Was that your latest one?
Well, no, that was a few years ago. There's an epic speed still video that I made like 2 or 3 years ago. Not like I'm bitter, but
it doesn't hold grudges, honestly.
Absolutely not at all. But cross me. But yeah, so they said something like the music was too frantic, and I checked that it was post-watershed music, and somebody was wearing a beanie, and someone had a camo jacket. Sorry?
Pre-watershed?
Pre-watershed. Did I say post?
Yes. Oh. Maybe that was your mistake.
I went full dyslexic, didn't I? Anyway, let's carry on with
You're in...
Oh God, don't. I went full dyslexic, and Johnny Calvert. What justification do you have for a historical rifle such as a Lee Enfield or Mosin for target shooting and having fun on the range with? Well, you can't have fun with guns. That is definitely against the law. And
if you can't have fun with guns, they shouldn't have made a Lee Enfield. That's
a very good counter.
Historic service rifle, right there. There's one. That's a target shooting discipline. CSR. That's another target discipline with your service rifle.
Technically, you could enter Queens with an Enfield.
McQueen's is 100% good with an Enfield. Yeah. So at the football club I used to be a member of, which was Dorking District. Yeah. Great club. They've got their own private 4-lane, 600-yard range with electronic targets. Love that place. We do our little own service rifle competitions, and most people were shooting Enfields, and it was a lot of fun. It's actually the sort of thing that got me looking into more dynamic shooting and got me into practical. So yeah, thanks to them. Yeah, but even still, it's still a good target gun. The little flip up sights that come with them, they're not. It's a peep sight more than anything, but it's still a good enough sight. Like, I mean, I could get near the V-bill at 600 yards.
Well, you say that
with the iron sights.
I think I've told you guys this story before, but when I went to Bisley for the first time with my university club, we had almost a smooth bore Lee Enfield. It had been, the barrel had almost been shot out, and we were semi-consistently hitting. No, we weren't hitting V-balls. No, we weren't hitting. We were semi-consistently hitting the target.
You could be in the black.
Okay.
At those distances quite easily.
And 1,000 yards, you know, they're great rifles.
Who's to question your choice of gun? You know, you've bought a gun, the purpose is target shooting, go and pick the gun that you want to use for that sport. If that gun doesn't work out for you, put in a variation for another slot and go get a different one. But most people, I think it's a rite of passage if you're British to own a Lee Enfield. So,
which I've never had the privilege.
Really should.
But I will. As soon as I got my FAC, I will be getting one. I say that, last time I had an FAC, I ended up buying a Mosin before the Enfield and didn't get the chance to buy the Enfield. But I love the Mosin.
But the Enfield's so fast.
No, I know. So we will.
Were you videoing me when I did that thing? With the Enfield?
I think so. I've got a clip of Connor's going full mad minute. We've got Dan Hawes. Hi Dan. how's the rest of the jerky? So Dan very kindly sent us.
I forgot to tell you. So Alex gave me like a bag and a half that was left over, but you were late in, so the squirty jerky's gone, mate.
It was all very nice, the small amount that I had. But yes,
it was so good.
Dan actually handmade some jerky.
Squirty jerky.
Squirty jerky. And one of those normal jerky as well.
Yeah, there's normal jerky.
Squirty jerky and normal jerky.
But squirty jerky is fun to say.
It is. It's very. It sounds
very different to jerky squirty.
No.
It's after 7:30.
Oh no. Save me. Please save me. Dan's saying, just need wait for Daddy to donate. I'm going to try and carry on. Collins has lost it. Jerky squirty. Sorry, don't mind us.
Oh, you guys go back to your lives.
The scheduled viewing will continue shortly after this short message. So we are actually trying something out new with the mic. I don't know if it's particularly working because a couple of you have said some issues.
A few people have said that they couldn't hear it, but I think Alex has got it all sorted now.
So it might be good. Let us know how the mic's sounding at the moment. So instead of it being on the table, we've actually got it elevated. So I think it might be slightly further away from us, but we are working on it. It is on the plan. We are going to end up with individual mics at some point. Mics are very expensive. Like a decent vlogging mic is, I say vlogging, podcast or.
That's not a podcast, that's a mic.
No, yeah, that's the camera mic.
It's almost like a 40 mic.
A 40 mic? Oh, nom nom.
Bonk.
So yeah, basically this is a filming mic, it's a camera mic. It's not best suited, but I have on the list to get a couple of Shores. Unfortunately, they're like 350 quid each. So we will be getting it, and we are always conscious on improving the quality. Anyway, back onto less moany watchers. Dan, not Dan Hawes, this is Dan Smerald, Mr. Crapbackner. Alex Scott Shooting, have you guys ever used an ultrasonic cleaner to clean firearm parts?
Yep.
If so, what solution do you use?
Don't. Get it wrong and it removes bluing. There is ultrasonic specific solution, and whilst I have tried many homebrew solutions, I do not recommend using any homebrew solutions whatsoever. I've tried all of them. I've followed instructions to the T, and it's always come out wrong. Apart from the batch of pink brass, that looked quite cool, but my brass was pink. And I'm pretty sure not in a fireable state.
Sorry, did you just say it worked out pretty good apart from the pink?
The brass turned pink.
Yeah, but that's not good.
No, it's not. But they were very clean.
Oh yeah, but very pink.
But clean and pink brass. It has pink brass.
I mean, what solution were you using? Jerky squirty?
There's quite a few of them that use like white vinegar and fairy liquid, and then there's this whole thing about going and finding this E-Cover brand washing up liquid because that's the best one. It's all BS. Go and buy some purpose-made ultrasonic cleaner cleaning solution. There is some particularly good stuff that you can buy that's like industrial. It comes in like litre jugs, so it is quite expensive, but that is good for like general degreasing firearms components and all that kind of stuff. I believe Lyman also make a brass specific one that tends to give you quite good results. But really, if it's here in the shop and someone brings in a gun that needs to be cleaned, there's
turn it around.
There's the Hornaday one-shot solution. You can take that away now. Thank you.
That's my preferred.
Yeah. So
anything without bluing in it, like Colin says, gun parts and stuff is fine.
Yeah.
So what you got to bear in mind is that bluing is an oxide layer, and ultrasonic is really good at removing rust and other oxides on the top thing. So it will remove colour case hardening, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just be aware of that. But as I was saying, anything that comes into the gun shop that needs cleaning gets cleaned by hand. We don't use ultrasonics because, especially with some of the older shotguns that we get in here, there's a high risk of damaging that sort of stuff. And Alex is very good at getting in and knows all the spots that need to be cleaned and maintained and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll do it by hand. We've been around these things long enough that we don't need to rely on ultrasonics. And I recommend you do the same. Learn your gun. Learn how it needs to be cleaned properly. There's no
I mean,
There's no quick fix.
We've just had 3 months stuck indoors. Like you guys should be experts.
Well, this is
in
the
cleaning.
thing, right? So here's my secret. Everyone's been stuck indoors, right, cleaning their guns.
Yeah.
And you know what happens if you go to a match after you clean your gun?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So I have not cleaned my gun since February.
Yeah, but your gun doesn't work to start with.
That is not the point. It will not work any worse than it did before. Actually, it's working better now since I retuned the latch, but still, we are still waiting to retire this gun because I'm still waiting for someone to film me chopping up the new one.
I don't know who he's talking about.
It's gotten to the point now where I've done what I wanted to do to my gun, to 2 customer guns, and still not gotten around to doing it to mine.
It's good. Think of all the income. It's great.
Like the chappie who brought down his Lantac and had his supernova done has had more work done on his gun than I've done on mine.
That's the way it should be. You know what they say about a builder's house, right?
It should be a house.
No, like a good sign of a builder is if their house is a shithole, because it means that.
No, that's barbers, you twat.
No, it's builders. It's builders.
Alex, the voice has
The
gone.
builder expression is a good sign of a builder is his house is half finished.
There we go.
Right, okay, that's not crap. It's not built like crap.
No, but it looks half finished, built like crap. Half finished would be built like crap. If you did half a. Shall we move on?
Please.
How's the PPQ muzzle brake coming along, Connors?
So, moving on. So the PPQ muzzle brake, okay, right. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback on this. It's done. It works. Currently, the way you index it... Oops, sorry, Elma. The way you index it is there's an O-ring on the back, and it gives you a bit of squash room to be able to index it onto the shroud. It holds really nicely, really well, but I don't feel there is enough squash factor in just that O-ring to get the right, I don't know. Every gun I've tried it on has been fine, but I'm worried that one day we're going to come up to someone's gun and they're only going to be able to get it on like halfway upside down or something like that. So, you guys let me know what you think. I'm kind of stuck at this point. I mean, I'm looking into laser cutting some shims for it, but I'm not sure. I might even go down the...
You want it to be perfect. Connors is a perfectionist when it comes to the product, so it's just if he's got a little bit of doubt, he wants to try and get rid of that before, because we don't want unhappy customers. We don't want people to, get their eagerly anticipated packages to turn up and be disappointed in what's inside it.
We've noticed recently that as we make these things that are tighter and tighter tolerance, we notice that tolerance issues start to pop up, and what I don't want to find is that we go and make 100 of these PPQ muzzle brakes and 50 of them don't fit or don't work, or they only go on upside down or something like that.
We've already got 50.
That's not the point.
Anyway,
that's a good point. We've got 50. Probably like 47 at the moment.
47.
There's one there.
Yeah. Oh, Florence has one.
And then Thingamabob had one the other day as well.
Okay. Stephen Wolf, can you get a Gatling gun 2.2 in the UK?
So technically speaking...
Oh no, you said you can get a Gatling gun.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Technically speaking, you can, because it's not fully automatic.
Yeah, because
it fires with every press of the trigger. You are pressing the trigger with a wheel, but...
Yeah, so yeah, get on those Gatling guns. What about a mini rifle match with a Gatling gun?
It'd be over pretty quickly.
No,
explicitly disallowed. Multiple barrel weapons are not allowed in rifle.
Could you not have like a Gatling cartridge instead of the barrel, like a single barrel? Go do.
No.
M. Gabriel, do you need to pay to have your gun licked, or is it complimentary?
Depends
on the gun.
You don't actually have a choice in the matter, you see. Yeah, we can tell a lot about how a gun's been treated, its age and general condition, wear and tear level from the taste of the gun. Yeah.
So yeah, it's part of our routine inspection. It's got to be done.
Yeah.
Can you have a Section 1 shotgun just for hunting? Absolutely. So wildfowling is a huge aspect of hunting here in the UK. Predominantly they will go out with things like the Benelli Supernova.
Yep.
The Winchester SXP is a big wildfowling gun. Of course you can still go out with a Section 2, but yes, the Supernova.
So Supernovas, a lot of wildfowlers will use Section 1 pumps. Generally speaking, because you can put those 3.5-inch cartridges in there I mean, the semi-autos do as well, but you really feel that kick when you pull the trigger. So,
but yeah, it's not necessary, but people do. You know, when you're stuck there in a boat, you want to be doing as minimal movement as possible, don't you? So load up the gun and get ready to go.
Is a punt gun section 1?
No,
no,
single shot.
Or obsolete caliber.
Or obsolete caliber.
Right.
Oh yeah. There's an interesting video actually about punt guns on Gunroom TV with, I think it's Nick.
Can't remember his surname, but yeah, Nick.
Yeah. Anyway, it was at the London Gun Fair or Gun Show or some sort of thing to do with guns, a show in London. But he gives a really the London Wing Fair, which is basically London Gun Fair. But he gives an excellent explanation into wildfowling and all things like that. Another good point actually, Stephen, this is something that I was meant to write down on the list before we started but forgot, so thank you for reminding me. I don't know if all of you have heard the bad news, but the Northern Shooting Show has been cancelled this year, so it's not going to be until May next year now, which is a real shame. We work with Paul quite closely and we're in good contact with him, and he was really fighting right up until the last second, and I spoke to him about last week and he asked me not to sort of divulge anything at the time, but at the time that I spoke to him, he said in his mind it was still going ahead. You know, they needed, the crunch point was this week basically, that they had to give a definite yes or definite no. It looks like that obviously a few things just haven't come through, so that's a real shame. It's a highlight on the calendar. You know, we have had the British Shooting Show, but the Northern Shooting Show is great because it's very different.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to have any other shows this year.
What about the Target Shooting Show?
I don't know. No, there's nothing concrete just yet, but I don't think it's gonna be,
so there's nothing concrete on the Target Shooting Show. What about the Game Fair? Is the Game Fair going ahead?
Right, so the Game Fair is still scheduled for like 3 weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely good luck to them. I don't see how they're going to pull it off.
Well, it is all outdoors, isn't it?
Yeah, but still.
They might have like queues for the booths, like separated by.
It could do.
It's going to be like it's
logistical.
Like the Game Fair is massive, and I don't think they're going to have.
I mean, even in the rain last year, it was a struggle to walk around because of the massive people.
Yeah, exactly.
So unless they massively limit the numbers, I'm sure a lot of stands are going to drop out, so that will give a little bit of space.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So then you've got to think about how can the show continue with limited capacity and all that kind of thing. The other one that's still apparently going ahead as well is the Countryman's thing, which is a spin-off of the British Shooting Show.
No, it's run by the same organisation.
And I got some email that I didn't fully read about it the other day. So that's still planning to go ahead 18th September or something like that, I think.
Right. Okay, so that's another show. Hopefully the Target Shooting Show still goes ahead because that's practical, sort of, you know, that's our bag, and we really enjoyed it last year. Again,
work. Absolutely swamped.
Yes.
I mean, I love you guys, but God, you wore me out.
Yeah, that's the Connor special. But again, we work quite closely with Mike Darby, who organises it. So as soon as we get any news about it, we'll be sure to put it out to you guys and let you know. But yeah, we don't want to say like this year's a write-off because we still potentially have, for practical shooting and practical shotgun, potentially have the Masters, the British Masters.
The Masters is 100% going ahead.
Excellent.
That
Okay,
that is a done deal.
So you know, in terms of the business side of things, we are.
And we've got CISO.
And CISO. Oh yeah,
let's not forget about that. So Central European Shotgun Open will be going up there. I will be ROing, and Magload is sponsoring the match, one of the biggest shotgun matches in the world. So it should be good.
Yeah, very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit of a in at the deep end moment for me because both Connors and I are signed up to shoot the pre-match. Connors will be ROing, and I will be whoring myself on the Magload stand. If you guys, any international viewers that are watching that are going there, we'll be there.
It's also the first time that CISO is ever doing this. It's a combined shotgun and PCC match. So if any of you PCC shooters are heading out there as well, we'll see you on the range.
Listen, I've never seen PCC. Like I know what it is. I've seen plenty of it on video, but I've never actually seen
rifle.
Pistol's rifle.
It's basically what UK mini rifle used to be this time last year.
Ah. But yeah, so I've shot a few PCC rifles out on American shooting trips, but we've never done, I don't believe any, oh no, I think we did a couple of stages PCC, but anyway, that will be interesting to see because what level is it? Is it level 4 or is it level 3?
It's level 3.
Okay, but
it's always level 3 because he doesn't want the restrictions of a level 4.
Okay, but it's effectively a level 4.
It's widely referred to as a mini world shoot.
Okay, so a 4.5.
It's a level 3.
Okay,
it is a level 3. Like there are stages where you are forced to go weak hand, for instance, which you don't see at level 5.
Okay, so it's a serious serious level competition. We're going to be going out there. It looks like well, why don't we just go straight into we've got a mag load segment here because so much is going on. But we are going to be driving out to Hungary. And it looks like, as of today, we are going to be driving out in the new Magload mobile.
Magload mobile, take 2! Let's not crash this one.
Yeah. Watch out for the belingos.
Yeah.
I really need that clip.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I have the dash cam footage of Connor's going into the back of a belingo.
Yeah, that's enough of that story.
And writing off the previous Magload mobile. But the new Magload mobile 2.0 is bigger, better, newer.
It's going to go straight through the next belingo I come across.
So this is probably going to happen. It's probably going to arrive, I would imagine,
in
within
the next few days, right?
Well, days, maybe week. It's all going very, very fast. We only sort of made the decision yesterday to get it.
I have to be honest, I wasn't really that involved in this whole decision-making process.
We're getting a van. That's it. And that's how I told him.
Callum was like, "Can I spend your money?" I was like, "How much?" He's like, "This much." I was like, "Yeah, all right."
But yeah, we're getting a VW. Here we go, because I've been talking.
It's a Volkswagen Crafter, long wheelbase, trend line with the business pack.
140 PS.
140 PS, 2 litre turbo.
Yeah,
it has to be turbo.
2 litre diesel turbo. Yeah.
Chug. Front wheel drive or rear wheel drive?
Rear wheel drive.
It was the rear wheel drive.
Rear wheel drive.
That's not a good thing. I meant to talk to you about that because we're not going to have a lot of stuff in the back, a lot of weight. We're going to be all over the place.
Then more sideways. I'm really looking forward to this too.
Right, this will be a world first Crafter drift van. Ding, ding, ding.
What was that, 1 million horsepower?
It's not a first. I've drifted lots of them.
So yeah, next time it snows here, sideways Crafter.
Don't roll it.
No, that's rich. Oh no, you didn't roll it.
No,
you didn't roll it.
You, however, in a Gator, on more than one occasion.
The Gators are meant to be driven so 2 wheels come off the ground.
They're virtually impossible to get 2 wheels off the ground unless you hit a stump that's already at 45
just
degrees.
My raw, pure driving skills.
He is a horrendous off-road driver.
But I have loads of fun, and
anyway,
that's what that matters.
There is a question here that I'm dying to answer, actually. It's Carl Volt's question.
Okay.
If you could remove one IPSC division and add a completely new division, what and why? Now, removing divisions, I'm not so sure about.
Wait, is he talking about divisions or disciplines?
I don't know, because I'm going to go across multiple disciplines here, but I'm considering divisions within disciplines, right?
Okay.
So, I don't know if any I would get rid of, because all of them sort of have their place.
Mm-hmm.
There are three ones that I would like to add. Revolver optics. Yeah?
Yeah.
If we can have production optics, we should be able to have revolver optics.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot of good reasons not to start introducing loads of divisions into IPSC. Just want to add that. I'm not saying we should, but this would be cool if we could see them. Mm-hmm. Bring back modified pistol, because those were some cool-ass pistols. And horseback archery. I'm done.
Well, you left out blowpipe. We've got to have blowpipe.
Well, we were talking about this blowpipe division.
Blowpipe division. Yeah. Well, you have a lot of experience in that.
They just banned them as well. But.
They're now illegal.
We keep on making this joke about blowpipe. So it was released today. We had an email that came in that was sort of clarifying exactly what the offensive weapons bill is going to stipulate and what it's going to really affect. I will be making a full video on this because it's so good not to. Basically, the long and the short of it is that they are banning pipes.
Generally, like the way it's worded, so Alex read it to me once, and he was like, yeah, They're literally banning.
It's any.
They're banning pipe. They're banning straws.
Yep.
They're banning pens.
Yep.
Anything tubular is now banned.
I'm going to regret doing this.
Well, basically, like the general gist of it, as I understood it, was any tube capable of expelling a projectile.
No, not
it's not capable.
It's any tube that you
blow
a projectile out of with your breath.
Yeah.
Becomes illegal.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
so
like,
anything a spitball can come out of is now illegal.
No, not can come out of, has come out of.
Has come out. All right.
So if you use it,
yeah.
So the plumbing in your house is safe until you rip a pipe off the wall and shoot an acorn out of it, and then that pipe is then illegal.
This means that potato guns are now definitely illegal. That
No,
is another
air weapon. Potato blowgun, yeah, but potato pop.
No, potato cannons.
Potato cannons.
There's an entire sport around.
No, because it's not breath.
It's not breath, yeah.
So it specifically has to be a pipe that you've blown out of to emit a projectile, which technically means that a child, if they make you know how you used to do it with the big pens, you'd strip them out, put a spitball in there, across the classroom. I had a brilliant aim. Well, that is now an offensive weapon, and can get something like the sentences.
The sentence is like a 5 year, but it's not mandatory. I can't remember what the sentence is.
So they have literally banned pipes. Like anything tubular that you could blow out of could be considered an offensive weapon. So the joke that everyone says about the UK licensing forks and spoons and kitchen knives.
Oh,
well, not kitchen
on
knives.
that note,
yeah.
We've realised that sporks are illegal.
No, sporks are a zombie knife.
No, only if they've got something violent written down.
So if I laser engrave a spork,
yeah,
right, with something violent like kill all zombies, that is now a zombie knife and is illegal because it's serrated and has something violent written on it.
Doesn't matter if it's plastic.
It's a serrated spoon, isn't it?
Yeah. So basically, they are licensing spoons. Yep. There we go. That's the UK.
Yeah,
for you.
And Stephen, what you've just written on there as well. Absolutely. If you blow paper planes out of darts now, that's illegal. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
I can get the blowpipe. I don't know. You're allowed to handle blowpipe on YouTube.
No, it's a gun.
No, it's not.
It's an illegal gun now.
No, it's not because it hasn't come into effect.
Right.
Yeah, but YouTube, I don't know. I can get it. And you can
just leave it.
Daniel Smarrold has asked. Moving swiftly on. Anyway, that's a bit of insight.
Green sporks are definitely illegal.
What?
Green sporks are definitely.
No green knives.
No, they're zombie sporks. Yeah, and if a spork says eat all the vegetables, that's violent, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
The vegans will be offended
Callum,
all over the world.
You know, you said you wanted an idea for a patch.
Watch this space. Daniel has asked, will Connors be doing the Action Air certificates?
Not in the near future. There's a whole big slowdown with everything, as we should all know. Actually, you know what? We were on the Magload update. There is possibly the biggest piece of news.
Oh yeah, we're on the Magload, aren't we?
Because we started talking about sporks because I realised we could probably make some zombie sporks if we wanted to.
Well, no, that would be manufacturing offensive weapons.
Be manufacturing illegal weapons.
No.
I vote yes for that, please.
Yep.
Let's make
zombie sporks,
Magload sporks, and sell them. And please come and arrest me for it, because I'd love to stand in court and say yes because of a zombie spork. Wait, hang on. Have I turned into Callum all of a sudden? Yeah.
Who are these people?
So when someone presents you with fire, I believe that the best way to fight them is with more fire. Is that correct?
I can neither confirm nor deny. These guys are going to... I always thought I was going to be the one to get them arrested. It's definitely switched now.
Yeah, I know.
What has happened?
Well, he's just someone we can blame it on. But yeah, so we have a new machine coming tomorrow.
Yep. So I did talk about it last week.
Sure.
But I think I talked about it 2 weeks ago because I thought it was coming last week, but it's not. It is coming tomorrow, and I know it's coming tomorrow because I have to be in here at 8 o'clock, which I hate because I'm not a morning person.
He is not.
But I will be.
He's not even like a mid-afternoon person.
No. No, that's not right.
You come in at 12. You get on a Monster. You're not even functional until 2:30.
Yeah, but I'm here till late.
You are. But you're not even a mid-afternoon sort of person. You start like mid-afternoon and go from there.
don't know why anyone should be obliged to wake up before 10 o'clock. And I don't...
You're not obliged to wake up before 10 o'clock. It's just the rest of the world is operating before you even wake up.
Different time zones. I'm in America.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Anyway, I work late. guys, like the best time to message or email me is literally like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's when I do my most productive work. And then I crash severely. So DATV, if you join a club, how often do you... Oh, we were on the Maglet. Anyway, we'll come back
It
to that.
doesn't matter, no one cares.
If you join a club, this is so well run. You know, it's not like we've had 3 months to plan for the return of
the Connors.
Yes. Well, that sounds sinister. Just like
Or
Sean
sexy.
O'Neill.
YouTube.
It's the beard. Or the jerky squirty. If you join a club, how often do you have to go? That will be dependent purely on your club stipulation. So,
I mean, I always find this sort of question so weird. You've joined a club because you want to shoot, right? If your club shoots once a month, then why would you not go at least once a month?
This is actually quite a natural transition that will happen with shooters.
Right.
You spend a lot... It's a weird, like, reverse psychology that firearms licensing will play on you. They make you want it so much, by the time you get it, you're not that interested anymore. Seriously, the amount of people that I know that have got their FACs, gone out and bought everything they wanted, and then they've gone, I'm going to find a different hobby now. Like, seriously, it happens.
Really?
So yeah, because you get all this excitement. It's, you know, you want to get into it, and you wait 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 and you get it, and you're like, well, I've got the money, and you buy it, and you're just like, oh, I don't care anymore. It's actually a really good tactic by firearms licensing, I have to say. It will depend on your club, what they stipulate. I assume that you're talking about, for probational membership, there is definitely a minimum amount that you have to attend for them to classify you as a full member.
It's normally like 3 or 6 visits or something like that.
Yeah, and it will be a 3 or 6 month period. Those are usually the most common. But you do need to maintain your FAC. It's not something I don't think we've talked about a huge amount, but basically shooting records. A lot of people keep shooting records, not because they're really anal and meticulous about, although that does normally go hand in hand with shooters, but people need to keep logs so that when their FEO comes around for their renewal, they can sit down and go, well, no, actually, I shoot this gun this many times a year, I shoot this gun this many times a year. And it basically says to the FEO, you're using those guns and you still have good justification. What actually is good justification? Some people have argued in the past that technically using a gun once a year is good enough justification.
Well, and I think I've heard somewhere before that there's guidance of it on, like, that is, each of your guns should be shot at least twice a year.
Okay, twice.
Because I know there was one guy who would come down to the range, like, as he was up at Dorking. He'd rarely turn up, but when he'd turn up with like all of his guns and shoot them all at least once. And yeah, I think that's what he had in his head. I'm not too sure how true that is or not.
But yeah, you need to show. I mean, if you're doing something like that and the FEO finds out that you're literally just turning up to shoot them to be able to keep them, you know, that's literally the only reason that you're going, then they're going to ask, you know, they're not likely to revoke the certificate, but they're probably going to go, well, hang on a minute, if you've got like 6 guns.
If you're doing that, then the club themselves are probably likely to eject you because you know you're not participating in all that kind of stuff. A lot of clubs have like deadwood clearouts where they get rid of all their members. Yeah. And a club will normally inform the police that you're no longer a member there, whether you've left or they've ejected you. And if they were your home club, i.e. your good reason for owning those guns, then you either need to find a new home club or give up the certificate. So you do, like when you apply, you provide good reason, and that good reason should be real. You know. Yeah. You want to go use them for target shooting, go use them for target shooting.
This is why I'm always nervous about giving people justification. So we did have this question earlier about the Enfield and what is good justification.
It's the sort of thing like if you can't find the justification yourself,
then you don't need one.
Yeah.
But people might be like, I want to shoot this regularly. I want to get into a competition where I can shoot this gun regularly. I just don't know what
I don't think there's anything wrong with asking the question, because that person who asked that question about the Enfield is now probably never heard of like the surface rifle competitions and now has like 3 or 4 different types they can look at.
Absolutely.
And I don't think it's wrong either to want one particular gun, but I have come across people who want a gun and want a justification for a gun. That's very vague and it doesn't strike me.
And I do tend to sometimes be vague if people message me that question like, what justification do I need for a gun in the UK? And I'm like, for me that just sends all sorts of alarm bells, and what I try to point them in the direction of is joining a club. Join a club, and then you will find out what justification there is for having a gun within the UK. So I guess it's a little bit of, we're conscious. We don't want to give information out to somebody that is going to use that information incorrectly, if that makes any sense. You probably all get what I'm getting at. Ben 10, do you not have an FAC? How are you able to take part in competitions?
Wow.
Well, I don't know if you're asking if you don't have an FAC, how can you, or if it's me in specific. So you can compete without an FAC. It is
mini rifle is a great example.
Yeah, so there's the mini rifle exemption. So any practical mini rifle competition, anybody with or without a license can go. You can compete in practical shotgun without an FAC as long as it is section 2.
There's a 3-shot.
Which is 3-shot, yeah.
Yep.
And there are some, I'm not going to get into it now, but you will find out in a future video, there is another mechanism as well for people to be able to shoot. It's very, very particular. It's not open for everyone, but luckily I fall into the category. So I'll explain that in the video where it's going to be relevant. But for 99.99% of people, you've got to stick with section 2 until you've got an FAC.
I think you've shown quite well that you can be very competitive with section 2.
Oh yeah, with being competitive. I thought you were going to say that you can compete with an FAC. So it's not something that I've actually done as much as I would like, anywhere near enough as I would like over the last 4 years since I haven't had an FAC. But I have been to competitions here in the UK and taken part without an FAC. The club exemption as well is a really good exemption. So you can use any other club members' guns or the club guns on a club shoot, including competition. So actually one of the competitions that we did together, I know it's mini rifle again technically, but was the Ely Speed Still. Anybody could have done that without a license.
Yep.
They do ask for your FAC, but if you're a member of a club and you can provide them with your club membership information and there's a gun available there for you to borrow, you can go and do it. And it's not just mini rifle either. You can go and do anything in 308 or 223, any gun other than a long barrel pistol or a section 1 shotgun under the club exemption, you can go and compete with as a member of a Home Office approved club. So it's not about just having an FAC. There are loads of avenues, and this is what I've said consistently over the last 4 years. I'm like living proof you do not need an FAC to be able to take part quite deeply or quite involved, you know what I'm trying to say.
Have fun.
To have fun with a gun.
I was going to say, it's still not particularly good, but that said, we've been doing some dry drills, and he's faster at loading than I am. Whether it's I'm out of practice or he's getting quite good
for the moment.
I
think you've got rusty, and I've actually put some time into practicing for once.
I still haven't put any time into practicing. So there you go.
But yeah, we have been trying to make the best of lockdown and spending as much time as we can down the range. Again, in preparation for the competition, no one has any excuse for not being well trained and and ready for competition when it opens up. You should be practicing and dry drilling. I've got the video of I know I again talked about it last week, but the Mantis X10 Elite. Things like those. I mean, I know that's a £250 bit of kit, but something like that would have paid dividends over the previous 3 months, or even the point blank simulator. Things like, there's loads of stuff like that, which for a couple of £100 you can get a really good training aid. So yeah, no excuse ever to not be practicing. Richard Weston, does July KFC match include access for probational members or only full members? I think it's going to be full members. At the moment it's full members. Unfortunately, Richard, sorry to say.
But best thing to do is send an email in, or actually ask on the KFC Facebook group, and you'll get the answer there.
Yeah, technically, there's no reason that a probation member can't compete under law if you use Section 2. So that would be
it's not a legal thing. It's that the trying to reduce numbers for social distancing and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. Matt Liddy's joined for the first time, and I don't think I've ever seen you join the stream. So that must be a Connors fan right there.
I can't even see him. Where is he?
It was a while ago. I'm lagging behind. Matt Liddy agreed with me. Mosin for when you need to get the guy in the next room, the 3 in the next building, and blind everyone in 50 foot. And that's why you could argue a Mosin is better than an Enfield.
Oh, there he is.
But anyway, let's catch up with some. Well, we were talking about magload updates. So we've talked about the van, the magload Mobile 2.0. We talked about the new machine, but there is another machine that turned up that I haven't actually told anyone about, which you can demonstrate by your stock. Don't touch the gun. On the stock, the new additions to your.
I got a laser. Did laser things.
Yeah. So
I've been like wanting this thing for well over a year. Found the company to build a laser marker to my custom specifications, because as with all things, I'm really particular about it.
Nah.
I didn't quite get all the specifications I wanted, and that was a financial decision.
Yeah, he didn't moan about that at all.
Well, it was like a $5,000 difference between the machines.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That said, we bought a van and a CNC machine. So any hizzle.
Do you want to tell everyone where this laser came from?
No, that's fine. We're not telling anyone that. So we have a laser marker. We've needed one for ages because we move serial numbers all the time on guns when we do port work. We want to put the marking on our short action bars and things like that. And because we're going to be doing a whole host more of metal CNC products and that sort of thing, we want to put our name on it. So, it was high time to buy one, even if it's not going to ever make its money back. The added value it gives to stuff is probably worth it. Plus, I've got my name on my gun. Yeah, everyone's got their posh little stickers that they put on. Yeah, I've got lasered engraved onto my gun. Beat that.
So I think what what I'd like to say to you guys is that we have this newfangled laser machine. That cost us a fair amount. So if you want any designs, please, we will accept money for services. Yeah, not just laser services.
I'm not just trying to whore out the laser marker. It owes me a lot of money.
Yeah, and it was one of those that it was right before the coronavirus.
It was like, we've got some spare cash. I think we should do it. Yeah. There's no way we're going to need it anytime soon.
Yeah, it's like things are going really well. Let's invest in a bit more machinery. World crisis. So yeah, if anybody wants any mags lasered, you want your name on your stock, any custom designs, please get in touch. Yeah.
This by the way, so we laser engrave onto plastic. AR-15 magazines and things will come out in this white. This is actually raised. It bubbles up ever so slightly, and it's a really nice finish. It's like someone's put a really thick vinyl sticker on the gun, but of course it doesn't scratch off or anything, because not only is it above the surface, it's below the surface too. I did try it up on the receiver here, but it's made out of a completely different polymer and it comes out brown. But where this machine isn't even made for plastic, though, it really shines when you're doing metal. And one of the reasons that we spec'd it so custom is because it's actually not only a marker, it will do light cutting as well, because we want to use it to make washers and shims and all that sort of stuff. So it's a pretty special machine. I've been waiting a really long time to get it, and I'm really glad it's finished. Coronavirus caused a massive shortage of parts, so we had to wait for quite a while, but it's here and it's awesome, and I have burnt so many things.
But just to reassure you guys, there's a little test program that can be done, that will be done in an inconspicuous area of whatever's going to be engraved.
Generally speaking, so I will have done, so what you've seen of the test grids, right, I will do that on not their gun, anywhere on their gun, right?
You do it to one of ours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I will know. So you come to me and you say you want your Supernova engraved. I'll tell you, no point doing it on the receiver. Let's do it on the stock, because you're not going to see it on the receiver. Metal, there's a huge range of settings that we can use, so that it's pretty hard to mess that one up. The PMags, of course, we've got the settings for those. Carbon, we know we can't cut it. We tried.
It makes a funny smell.
Yeah, so funny. And everything's really funny for about an hour afterwards too. Yeah. Yeah.
No lasting damage that we're aware of.
Don't breathe that stuff in.
we've got a couple.
What would we charge to laser AR-15P mag? Get in touch with Blue Fieldsports because the service is going to be offered through them, and they will quote you for it. It's going to be based on our hourly rate, so it's not going to be.
It's not going to be a huge amount. We're not out there. It's one of those things which is a bonus for us, a bonus service to be able to offer. It's not going to pay for the Lamborghini.
Although the thing is, like, quite a few people have already asked for our laser cutting services. Yeah. All I'm going to say is so many Punisher skulls. Why?
And penises, all the penises.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Have you lasered a penis on anything yet?
No.
I'm disappointed
because it's actually quite hard to find a good vector graphic of one.
Oh, I've got one.
Well, give it to me and I will laser a penis.
I don't know if I've shown you guys before. I've definitely talked about it. I've got the X-Carve, which is a CNC router, really good for 2D cutting. And for I think it was a Secret Santa, I ended up carving out a Perspex penis with someone's name written in it, and he absolutely loved it, which I knew he would because he's that sort of guy. Yes, Daniel, you can have crap magnet emoji on your 1522 mags. Send them down, bring them down whenever you're next.
Yeah,
we'll
100%.
happily do that.
100%.
But yeah, we can do any designs you want. There will be a setup charge if it's something unique and custom. But
like you say, charge triple for Punisher skulls. It's really common that people like Punisher skulls. I mean,
yeah.
I suppose I don't quite get it because I'm not that huge a fan of it. But then I would happily have Zelda logos all over all my guns because I'm a huge fan of that. So maybe it's just, you know, if you're a big fan of the Punisher, I'm a big fan of Zelda, and like there will be a Triforce on my gun.
Or penises.
And Callum is a big fan of Dick.
Richard's a nice guy, right? What else? What did I say? Oh yeah, did you guys see another bit of shooting news? The MP5 in Liverpool. You saw that?
Yeah.
I posted it on EnglishShooting. I think that was yesterday. A good old chance to have a good rant about how UK gun laws are working. So if you guys didn't know, there was a full auto MP5 found in the attic of somebody in Liverpool.
I actually can't believe that the news is reporting on an actual gun that's been found. Because
it's a black gun, so it's scary.
Well, it's not only that. It's normally like spud guns and airsoft guns and sporks that they're like, we've removed these virulent and dangerous weapons from the streets, and this one's they've not even shouted about, and it's actually like the first real gun for months.
Yeah, but it goes to show that obviously gun laws are absolutely working, and there is no way that someone can get hold of an illegal firearm here in the UK. So it's really good to see that everything's working and destroying our sport is working.
The gun's illegal, so it can't really exist. It must be fake.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a cake.
And also there was
I would love an MP5 cake. Chocolate, please, Dan.
Yes, Dan, please do. I did see Aris actually saying we need a video on the laser stuff. I will be fully vlogging, blogging, videoing, whatever you want to call it, tomorrow down in the barn with the arrival of this machine. And while we're down there, I'll give you a quick tour because
someone's going to lose a limb.
Yes, yeah, it would be most likely be him because I'm not going anywhere near this machine, apart from watching him lose a limb. But yeah, the barn, I don't know if we've actually ever shown the barn.
No, because it's always been like in under construction state, and it is still under construction. But there's been so much done to it.
Yes, and there's so much cool equipment and machinery down there. Well, as of tomorrow, there definitely will be.
Well, it's my 5th CNC machine, so I'm quite happy.
So you'll be getting a full tour. So I know you're probably thinking, what the hell is going on? We don't know what you're talking about. I will be showing everything that happens. And actually onto the Magload van as well. I'll be showing you guys when that turns up. Not because it's particularly interesting in its current form, but we have some really cool plans for it. It's going to be absolutely...
It's going to be black!
It's going to get murdered out.
Yeah, he'd never really heard of that phrase until this morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
I is G-Man.
It's actually like a cycling thing. Never mind.
Can I just interrupt very quickly there as well? Carl Volt, yes, but not just yet. If you could please send me an email requesting that, we will be able to sort it out for you very soon.
Yep. Yeah. If you.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. So email Alex your interest in that, and go from there.
And yeah, so there was the MP5 in Liverpool. There was also in the news as well that a handgun was used to It was a car full of a family with a toddler in it, and someone just walked up and started shooting at the car with a handgun. And again, it just goes to show that obviously banning handguns here in the UK has worked an absolute treat. And
the thing is, right, it's like, I know it's a really touchy subject, but we've been watching a lot of Donut Operator recently. Like concealed carry and all that. Would crime be as high if they knew their potential victims were all carrying guns?
Don't talk about self-defense.
It's a
Don't
question.
talk about self-defense.
It's a discussion.
You cannot have a discussion about self-defense.
But there's fire, and it needs to be, combated with some equal and appropriate amount of force. Like fire. Moving swiftly onwards, we don't need to talk about that right now.
Connors is soon going to join the No FAC club. It's almost like he wants it to happen.
It's just, I'm not...
You're not advocating that people should take matters into their own hands.
No.
You are advocating the good old adage
No,
of a good guy with a gun stops a bad, or the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun.
It's not even that. It's just, it's a mess. It's a mess. When sporks and straws are illegal, something has gone wrong.
When toddlers end up in critical condition in the hospital being shot by a handgun and they ban fucking pipes, that's when you know things have gone royally.
Well, they've already banned the handgun, so they've got to ban something else, right? Ugh.
So they find an MP5 and a toddler gets shot in the head with a handgun, and yet they're still going after Mars and leave release and zombie knife, whatever the hell a zombie knife is, I have no clue. And they're banning pipes, and but they ban sporks. You're screwed now if you go camping. It's going down here. Anyway, moving on before Hampshire join in. Hi Hampshire.
Yeah,
how's it going?
We've got 9 minutes to go.
9 minutes to go. Okay.
9 minutes to go. Yeah.
I'm sure we can lose your FAC in that time.
Oh yeah, Dan's right. Actually, they've already banned plastic straws.
Well, no, they haven't banned them. It was
social pressure, wasn't it?
Social pressure, which seems to be working great at the moment across the world. Moving on.
I hate paper straws. They make me sad.
No, they make me like when they brush up against the inside. Yeah. Oh no! Oh, Elmer, don't do it.
He doesn't like plastic straws either.
When it and it's the sound it like bring.
They go soggy as well.
Plastic straws matter. All right, there we go.
Yeah, they do. So my other half bought these metal straws.
Yeah.
And they're worse because when you hit one with your teeth, you're like.
Oh, I saw there was a meme yesterday.
We should be 3D printing straws.
We should. There was a meme yesterday in there's a 3-gun memes on Facebook. Just join it. You're either berate me later for it or you'll thank me later. But
you're going to love it unless you like JM Pros, Actabal or Trigicon.
So Daniel's fucked. And it makes me cringe thinking of it. They put a picture of someone that had taken a pair of nail clippers to their tooth. Right, and like shortened their tooth, and then it had a JM Pro underneath it going, that's better. If you guys, that's actually some relevant. Yeah, right. I've still got it. 3 days on, and I've still got the feeling in my teeth from just seeing that image. Sorry for anyone at home. Nail clippers, teeth. Ugh. Anyway, I'm sure you guys might. Well, I hope you guys have seen it. There was a Blue Line match over in America.
So Blue Line 3-gun match is one of the big 3-gun matches out there.
Any attenders there might have seen the Nexus 100.
Yep.
It was used on a stage. But what's actually out-memed, we thought the Nexus 100 was going to be like a meme storm, but it got out-memed because the brand new and obviously improved JM 940 Pro, you know what I'm trying to say.
It broke in half.
It literally broke in half. The stock sheared off and it ended up in 2 bits.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is,
no wonder Viking won't send one down to us.
I think, a lot of people hope that the new 940 would be a new and improved gun. it doesn't necessarily appear to be the case. I mean, we've not heard many good things about it. We've not heard any bad things about it. We've not heard any good things about it. But the first real thing that's really hit widespread information is this one that's broken in half. So, yeah. How is the Magload condom coming along? That comment distracted me. If you go on the Magload website, you will see that the quarantine kit is available.
No, I can do one better.
You can send a link.
I can do one better. I think I might have shared this the other week on
the quarantine entertainment kit.
The quarantine entertainment kit, which no one got the joke.
No,
we're very disappointed.
Guys, it's a pretty straightforward joke. You have a condom, you have some mag lube, and a tissue. The rest is up to you. It ain't hard.
Whatever you see fit. So you can see the link I've just
sent.
You
can make your own jerky squirty at home.
Jerky squirty, no, don't do it. Is that come on?
Yeah. That looks like it's popped up.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Magload condoms right there. Have that.
Well, no. I've got something on the. Oh, Alex has fixed it. Don't worry.
Yeah, sorry, I had a failure there. Ignore that little blue box that popped up.
But yeah, so if you want an official Magload condom, they are available on the site. Diego has asked, are you guys allowed to keep semi-autos in your houses and not just at the ranges? Well, as long as it's obviously conforms to section 1 or section 2, then yes. Well, you can have a section 12 gauge, section 2. Semi-auto 12 gauge, or 20 gauge, or any gauge you want really. But yes, you can keep them at home. You can. Well, actually, from what is
that up on the screen now?
No, that's just Alex.
Right, okay.
Are you going to show the quarantine pack?
I'm trying.
Okay. It might appear at some point. But yes,
if we disappear and we're replaced by a condom, all is okay.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But the police, I think, have said on multiple occasions that actually they prefer firearms owners to keep their guns at home, because what that means is that if you're keeping all the guns at one club, that's one location with a hell of a lot of guns. It makes it a much more attractive target. There's more guns there to be stolen if someone does, in the unfortunate event, break in. So what the attitude that the police take is they would rather have it dispersed amongst many houses, and if one does end up, if someone breaks into a house and gets into the safe, then they'll be able to only get a small collection of guns. So yeah, semi-autos can be kept at home. And the thing that keeps flashing up, I would have just taken a screenshot.
Yeah, I was testing something new. It sort of failed.
Okay.
Was it actually flashing up on the screen?
Yeah,
that was
like
showing
a
on the thing.
Right.
It was
the website live.
Oh, it's the website live?
Yeah, I can put links in. I found out how to do it. Because you've got no background on your website, it just showed see-through, which I'm going to use to my advantage next time.
Oh dear. But yeah, that was Quarantine Pack, if you guys haven't followed that link. Can you buy finger gloves in bulk?
I don't actually think there's plans to make any more finger gloves than we already have.
They're a limited edition exclusive.
Yeah. Is that it? We're not making any more?
Well, I'm getting through a few of them. It's been a very sad and lonely quarantine.
In all seriousness, we did only get a very small quantity of these.
Yeah.
Most of them packaged up into quarantine kits.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, we're not planning on getting any more. So
yeah, it was always meant to be like as a special adage, so we've included them into some.
The problem was that no one got the joke.
No, yeah, it was definitely a tumbleweed when we announced it. Unfortunately, I can't believe we haven't talked. Like I've talked about it and shown people on the stream, but the biggest Magload product and sort of new thing that during quarantine.
There's quite a few. Is it the Magwell?
It's the Nexus Pro.
Oh yeah, we've got a new loader. It's great.
Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah.
Alex will do the.
Don't
kick
the cat.
So I showed you guys at the time because Connor said like, look, you do it. You go and get it. Bring the whole belt. And I did my best job in trying to show you guys and tell you all about it, but it can't really be any better than the man that designed it himself. So I know a lot of you are practical orientated. If you watch this channel, you sort of have no choice to be other than practical. But this is the latest, greatest quad loading technology.
The question everyone asks is, what's different? You know, have you put bigger magnets on? Have you made it lighter? Have you made it narrower? Have you done this? Yes. whatever you think we wanted done to it, we did it. Like literally, I had a huge list of requests from everyone who's ever owned a Nexus, and it's there. There is not a single thing that has not been incorporated into it. And so far, the only complaint I've had from one is that someone didn't work out that you put the spacers on the bottom as well as the top to increase the hand space. So really, it was a non-issue, because as soon as you figure out you can. Oh, it's like, I'm so excited about it, because the second the Nexus was like finished, it wasn't really because it was iterated upon. But as soon as the Nexus was finished, I was onto this, and this has been in the works for like 2 years. Like we did really ramp up development in the run up to like the final sets of prototypes, which it's probably still 3 months of dev right there. But
and I guess one thing that has changed since I first showed you guys on the live stream is that we've had a number of shooters now try it. So new Magload sponsor shooter John Jennings, a few customers that have been down recently that we've gone out on the range of, we've chucked them the rig and they've changed it. Everyone that has got their hands on the new Pro has been absolutely amazed by it. So
like seriously, if there's something you didn't like about the old Nexus, even a lot of people who didn't even like Magload because they use small magnets or they use steel backplates and all that kind of stuff. It's all different. It's all changed. It's all done to how you guys wanted it. And as much as I hate the whole big magnet thing, there you go. It's right there. I'm not putting 2 big magnets in there because, quite frankly, the grade of magnet we use, the single magnet here is almost as powerful as the 2 magnets that other people are using. And also, you get this weird Gauss issue when you put 2 magnets next to each other.
And then you have to know what polarity
they are. They can cancel each other out. They can boost each other. They can cancel each other. And then it depends on the steel content or the ferrous content of what you put on. One magnet, great. Consistency. That's what it's all about.
And if YouTube weren't so ignorant and anti-gun,
show you some really slow quad loads.
Really? No, it's not fast.
Yours fast. Come on, please.
Come on, Nala. Join the stream.
Come on, you've only got a few minutes before we go.
But yeah, I want to get that in and show.
I have to say, like, if I seem a little unenthusiastic about it, it's draining. Like,
well, it's been out now for a few months.
It's been out for that's not that like.
But
this
it's
thing
the
was
build up.
So much went into it, and so much went into build up, and we kept it a secret for such a long time as well because like.
But yeah, it's awesome. So
it's everything you wanted and more. Hell, we floated it on some balloons.
We did. Yeah, there's a picture float. I would say a picture floating around.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? We've taken the competition belt and made it as light as possible. We've taken the rig that goes on it and made it as light as possible. Like shotgun rigs have never been this lightweight. And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter when your belt is fully loaded with 40 rounds. But actually, when you're halfway through a stage, you're starting to flag a bit, like a long stage, you're starting to flag a bit. You've used up most of the ammo on the belt, and the belt's like half the weight it would normally be. It really does start to make a difference.
So if you want to learn anything more about that, magload.co.uk, you can follow the quarantine pack link and have a look on there.
We've also got quite a few videos, like detailing, there is one video. Like the lighting's a bit off, but we go into the detail each and every single one of the parts and what we've done.
We probably need to do that. Ross, thanks for noticing. We have social distance. We actually got the tape measure out before the stream to make sure that we're 2 meters apart.
Unfortunately, the more you guys talk, the bigger his head gets and the closer it gets to me. So
I'm almost at Elmer's side.
He's still taller than you.
The last thing I think we will finish up on, which I'm sure is always a topic that Connors likes me to move swiftly on from.
What's that?
The Lantac SF-15.
I don't care what you'd say about it.
You've stopped me before.
Yeah, because you were going to say bad stuff.
I always say bad stuff.
Yeah, well now you're not.
Anyway, Alex has the mute button, so if I go off piste here, then he'll mute me.
You're always off piste.
So I don't know if you guys saw, I put a picture out there. The video is, it's done. It's done. It's actually uploaded. It will probably go out tomorrow, or I might quickly make an update about the Northern Shooting Show and shows for the rest of the year. Either or, but it will definitely be out within the next week. The full review of the Lantac LA SF-15. And for anyone that has been watching this channel for a while, you'll probably know that we have an interesting relationship with Lantac. But I've always had an issue with, say, their customer service and their delivery times. I don't believe I've actually slagged off the guns themselves. And I have shot a few of them over the past few years, and I've always been very impressed. So I was very, very grateful for a subscriber coming down and dropping it off and allowing me to do this review. So I finally got my hands fully on a Lantac, and well, shall we leave it for the review?
Leave it for the review. It's a video that's well worth a watch. It's not boring like the rest of the videos, so...
Yeah, Connor's actually watched this one.
Yeah.
And actually agreed. He thought I was going to go on certain topics and bring certain things up.
It was a review of the gun, and
yeah.
It was a review of the gun, and
Yeah.
that's the important thing.
So, yeah, I think that's probably about it. Obviously, with Alex and Connor's here, like we were doing sort of 2 hours beforehand. Before all you guys head off, though, we have 53 people currently watching and 36 likes. So get those likes up.
Smash that like button, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to probably keep it to an hour and a half, a live session, and it's going to be at the new time. I've been doing them at 7 myself, but from now on it's going to go back to the 7:30, and every Thursday without fail, and we'll have Connors again every week. This isn't just a 1 week special, so we'll...
Unless you guys don't want me here, because I'm more than happy sitting at home in the evenings and watching TV.
I'll put a poll on the channel whether you want more.
Yeah,
Connors.
me too.
Yeah.
All right, fuck them lot. I'll do it on my own from now on.
So please, if you want Callum to do it by himself, let him know. I love you guys, but you know.
But yeah, so yeah, we're glad you enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed having more people than just myself.
More interesting people.
More, absolutely. Yeah. And Elmer, I've got to say again, thank you, Elmer.
He's
for
looking quite depressed at the moment.
He's looking very depressed. It's because they've taken his gun away. But there we go, guys. So we're going to wrap it up there. Again, a big thank you for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button before you leave. And again, big thank you to everyone that's donated over the night. And we will see you next week at 7:30, same time, same place.
So 7:30 is 7:30. Someone's asked.
7:30.
Yep.
Yeah, 7:30, 7:30 every Thursday. We'll
Yep.
see you then, guys. Thank you very much. We'll hope to see you soon.